Yo, real quick, I have a couple of friends going to tomorrow's joint practice against the Commanders and Ravens, right? And I gave them the task of recording some clips for us, right? And I told them certain players and certain things that I want them to record. Let me know down in the comment what you guys want to see tomorrow. If you guys want to see a certain player, if you guys want to see maybe I don't know the more of the defense, offense, special teams, whatever it is that you guys want to see. Leave a comment down below to let me know what you guys want to see for tomorrow, because I know a lot of you guys can't make it due to work, or you guys may live outside of Baltimore or whatever, so obviously you guys can't make it. But yeah, I'm trying to provide you guys some sort of footage so you guys could in a way be there with the flock, right? So yeah, make sure to like and subscribe to this channel. What is going on, Ravens flock? My name is Drastic, and I want to welcome you guys back to another video on our YouTube channel, Flock and Ravens. And on today's video, we're going to be talking about the return of J.K. Dobbins. Yes, aka El Toro, right? For y'all that don't know what that means the bull, because J.K. Dobbins is a bull, all right? He's a small bull, but he's a strong bull nonetheless, right? J.K. Dobbins returned back to the practice field, and that's exactly how each and every single fan felt the moment we all got the notification that J.K. Dobbins returned to the practice field and is off of the PUP list, right? And right after reading that, I'm 1,000% sure, just like me, y'all started laughing, because J.K. Dobbins was never injured. In my opinion, he was never injured. All right. I'm not saying it's a fact, but I think it is. But anyways, I don't think he was injured. And I think the moment J.K. Dobbins finished watching the game, the preseason game where Mitchell pretty much like dominated that game. Forget what the stats say, bro. This guy, I saw it live and I saw it on my phone. I saw it both just to see if there's any difference. If I was tripping just because I was watching it live, I was like, maybe I need to watch it on my phone. Maybe I'll it's different. I don't know. Bro, this guy live and on my phone with the highlights, whatever. This guy played lights out. He played amazing, right? So the moment J.K. Dobbins saw this, I know J.K. Dobbins was like, yo, I'm feeling better. Let me take my ass back to the practice field because my job might not be that secured, right? I think that's the best decision J.K. Dobbins could have made, right? Best decision he could have made, because for the last 2 days, all you heard was Ravens, preseason, Keaton Mitchell. That's all you heard all over YouTube, social media, everywhere. That's all you heard. I mean, the timing of this is just perfect, right? Because J.K. Dobbins had to return today. Today, not tomorrow, today. Because had he returned tomorrow, going up against the Commanders in the joint practice, that would mean that J.K. Dobbins is pretty much just jumping in the pool like head first, right? And you don't want to do that, because you want J.K. Dobbins to at least shake off some of that rust if there is any, right? Which there most likely is, right? So you want him to do that before, not the day of, because then you're risking obviously bad play. The coach is gonna be like, I don't know, this guy kind of looks better than him, maybe X, Y, and Z. Or the biggest worry, you're risking getting injured because you're not completely like ready. You didn't shake off all of that rust, and you're going up against Commanders where there is gonna be like real hard tackles, push, whatever, right? So you want him to be close to 100% ready to at least go into a physical practice, right? So him coming in today, he's going to have an opportunity to shake some of that rust off, right? So the timing of it, I think, is perfect. And I'm sure a lot of you guys agree with it, right? Now, what does this mean for the whole running back position, right? I really don't think Melvin Gordon has a chance to make the team. I don't. Look, I'm going to give you guys my opinion on the running back situation. And I'm sure 50% of y'all are going to agree. And the other 50% are going to be like, nah, you're crazy. But whatever. I'm going to give you guys my opinion anyways, right? So, I think J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards, they're a locked, right? Now, I know a lot of people are saying Justice Hill, he plays for the special teams and whatever, and he's a locked. I honestly think that that's debatable. I think at this point, just given the fact that what Keaton Mitchell has done, him being a rookie, In one game, he has shown that he's capable of doing just as much or maybe even more than Justice Hill. So for that reason, because Justice Hills, you guys cannot truly say that he's always been a lock. Like he's always been on point. He's always played great. There's always been question marks with Justice Hill. Justice Hill, he has always had like some great games and some many terrible games. It's always been a roller coaster with him, right? So at least with Keaton Mitchell, from the very beginning, even before the first preseason game, you heard a lot of great things about him. When I saw him at the stadium practice, like I told you guys, I kept a very close eye on him. And he was looking very, very good. I told you guys, he looked very fast, very shifty. The moment he breaks out, and you guys saw that on that touchdown run that he made, he's gone. He is gone. He's out of here. All right. If this guy can break through a hole, he could find even the smallest hole. Bro, he's out of here. He is out of here. The Eagles are lucky there was a flag. Otherwise, that's six points. I don't think they're just going to automatically give the third running back position to Justice Hill. I think like there is a competition right now for the third slot in the running back position, right? And if for any reason the Ravens decide that they're gonna get four running backs, but they're gonna keep four running backs, I do not think it's gonna be Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins, Justice Hill, and Melvin Gordon. No. If anything, it's probably going to be J.K., Gus Hill, Gus Edwards, Keaton Mitchell, and Justice Hill. I think they'd rather keep those four over Melvin Gordon. I think Melvin Gordon simply gets either released, maybe a practice squad. I don't even think so. But yeah, I just don't see him making the roster. I feel like they could get more production out of Keaton Mitchell, because if Keaton Mitchell gets put on the practice squad, he's out of here, bro. Somebody is going to get him. I'm telling you, somebody's gonna get him. So I don't see the point of us having Keaton Mitchell after what he's shown us. Why would you put him on the practice squad? It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. So I think he definitely is competing for the third slot in the running back position. Now, here's a big concern that I have in the case that the Ravens do decide, you know what, we're going to keep four running backs, right? This is a very big concern of mine. I'm very worried that the Ravens decide we're going to keep four and we're going to keep them in rotation, right? Because what that does is that hurts the team more than it helps, right? Because when one of our running backs is just going off, you gotta keep feeding them. You have to keep feeding them. And something that I've seen the Ravens do constantly is when a running back is doing great, or any player, when they're doing great, and I hope that they get out of this routine with every position, right? Whether it's the running back position, whether it's the tight end, which I never seen it with the tight end. But anyways, tight end or wide receivers, if they're going off and they're just doing great, keep feeding them. Keep them on the field. Stop trying to feed everybody, especially with the running backs. Bro, getting into rhythm in the running game is hard. It's very hard, all right? So when the ball is hot through the ground, keep it going. Don't stop. Keep your foot on their necks. Don't stop. And that's the thing that I'm really scared of, that the Ravens are going to be like, yo, great run, JK. Keaton, go out there. Great run. Gus, go. Good job. Justice. We saw this in the, I think it was 2020 or 2021. I don't know. When Mark Ingram wasn't doing that hot. It was like Mark Ingram, Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins. And the moment one of them would get hot, it didn't matter. It didn't matter. Like, they would just take them out and put on another running back every single time. And I feel like that hurt the team more than it helped. I know they're trying to say, oh, well, Ingram wasn't 100% healthy. I get it. But if that's the case, then just focus on J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards at most. But don't put 3 or 4 running backs in rotation. Like, there is no need for Justice Hill to to be on the field when you have J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards doing great, right? Now, if they're not doing good, and they're just not getting any yards or whatever, then fine. I could understand why you're rotating, right? Maybe it's just not their day. Sometimes that's just what it is, right? It's not their day. They're not able to get any yards. It even happened with Derrick Henry. Y'all remember when he played us in that playoff game where Marcus Peters ended the game and pretty much got us the W, right? Yo, we shut him down. Derrick Henry, right? He is always going to get every single game he plays. He gets at least 100 yards. Yo, we shut him down. The Titans' biggest mistake was, he's not producing. They should have put another running back. That's what I think, right? Because I know Derrick Henry is like their best running back, but you never know. Everyone is just waiting for their opportunity. That their running back that they had, which I don't even know who it was, you never know. It could have been his day, right? So anyways, I don't want to get too off track, right? I don't mind the Ravens keeping 4 running backs. I don't. But the only condition I have is if one running back is doing great, leave them on the field. But if it's just not their day, fine. Take him out and put on another running back. And if he's not doing anything, put on the other one. Keep doing it until you find whoever is having the better day, right? That's the only way I see this working. But I don't want them to, like I told you guys earlier, have all 4 take turns, even though one is having a great game and just still rotating them. Let's not do that. We need to cut that out. Anyways, so another thing I want to talk about, I think that's pretty much covers everything with the running back. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the preseason game, right? Obviously, Keaton Mitchell, he had a great game. He had a great game. I've watched a bunch of videos of other YouTubers, even some that are not really that popular on YouTube. But everybody's pretty much saying the same thing. Keaton Mitchell, right? But I feel like we're not giving enough praise to Brent Urban. Because Brent Urban in that preseason game, he played lights out. Lights out. He played very, very good the entire game, right? And I think that Brent Urban is definitely one of the pillars that we had in the whole entire team, right? Because when we had Justin Houston, Calais Campbell, we also had Brent Urban to kind of bring the whole team together, right? And yes, we lost Calais Campbell. We lost Justin Houston, Marcus Peters, right? Those are big pillars to our team, right? And by that, I mean like leaders, vocal leaders, and also on the field, on and off the field, right? But we're forgetting that we still have Brent Urban, right? I don't know how vocal he is, right? But I definitely know that when Calais and Houston was there, he was one of those that would help bring the team together. And the fact that he's still here and he's still doing very good without Justin Houston, without Calais Campbell, I think we're heading in the right direction, right? I do think we do need to improve a little bit more in the pass rush because we didn't do horrible. We didn't do horrible, but to be honest, I felt like I honestly felt like the quarterback in a way had way too much time to like make the right decision. Like we didn't really force them because you're supposed to rush the pass rush, right? You're supposed to rush them so that they make mistakes. And I feel like we didn't do our job when it came to that because he kept making the right decisions. And it was like on the money each and every time. Each and every time. Now, I understand our secondary is not the best, so that's part of the reason why. But that also has to fall, a little of that responsibility also has to fall on the pass rushers. David Ajabo. I couldn't really see Owe. I was more focused on Ojabo. I don't even know if Owe was even on the field, to be honest with you guys. But I was very focused on Ojabo, Travis Jones. Like I told you guys, when I went to the stadium, Ojabo, he looked great. He looked great. But in this preseason game, I felt like, I don't know, maybe my expectations was way too high. I don't know what you guys think. I want you guys to tell me down in the comments if you guys agree with me that the pass rush was not that great, because that's what I saw. I saw that we just weren't rushing the passer as good because he had all the time in the world to make the right decision, the right throws, put it on the money each and every time. And I feel that the reason for that is because he didn't have any pressure. He didn't have any pressure. Now, although I don't know, because then you also, when you also think about it, like they kept scrambling, and that's because there's pressure like literally right next to them the whole time. Maybe they're just like a mini version of Lamar, because it wasn't just one of their quarterback. It was like all their quarterbacks. They were able to get out of the pocket, scramble and whatever, and like, so it might just be that they were just able to scramble. But even like that, like, you shouldn't be able to let them get away that far, because there was times when I was counting. I was like, yo, that's like 6 seconds of scrambling. Like, y'all needed to, like, you guys could allow it like 3 seconds maybe, but not 6, 8 seconds, right? And it was very funny. So I know a lot of people were I know this is not the defense, and we're gonna get out of the defense real quick, right? We're jumping all over the place, I know. But I want to talk to you guys about this before I forget. Now I've been noticing that a lot of you guys have been complaining about Ben Cleveland, right? And as you should, because I was one of those fans that I didn't really see that we had an issue in the O line, right? Because I just thought, you know what, it's just training camp, right? They're trying to shake off the rust and whatever. Because a couple of you guys even let me know in the comments, like, hey, our O line supposedly is looking sus and whatever. And I kind of brushed it off. I was like, don't worry about it. I think we'll be fine with this and that in the third. But especially because we're not really getting like footage of like the actual end product right on the field. Like all these practices have been happening, but we're only getting the best highlights, which we obviously like, right? But we also want to see, the ones that are not so great, right? So for that reason, I can't really see and judge the O line because I don't know what they look like, right? And I know everyone's been saying it, so you gotta eventually like listen to everybody, right? So I didn't know how bad it was, and I kept saying, you know what, I think you guys are just overreacting. We'll see. Preseason's around the corner. That's when we're gonna be able to see and whatever, right? So now that I actually saw what the O line looks like, I gotta agree with you guys, right? Because it doesn't look good. And here's the thing. I know a lot of you guys are saying we're over, because there are some fans that are still like, I'm able to change my mind and correct myself because I was wrong, right? There is a lot of fans that don't like to admit when they're wrong, and they want to stick to their point of view, right? And that's wrong, because if you're wrong, you just gotta admit and move on, and see, how we could improve, right? Not just the fans, but also the coaches, players, everybody, right? Because that's how you become a better team, because it takes all of us to be better, to be great, right? It's not just the players, it's not just the coaches, it's not just the fans, it's everybody, front office, everyone included, right? So because if this is why even the fans matter. The fans' opinions matter, right? Let's talk about James Prochet real quick. He is one of those players that I think that would have been gone a long time ago had he not built a strong relationship with Baltimore and their fans, right? I feel like that's the only reason that he's still around, because the front office sees it and they're like, you know what? He's very close with the fans and Baltimore. So we're going to keep him around, even though he hasn't given us a real reason other than that to why he deserves to stay here, right? Because he hasn't. Let's be honest. We're going to be 1,000% honest. He hasn't given us a reason to, right? So that's why I mean, like, even the fans' point of view does matter, right? So with us, we have to admit when we're wrong about something, right? If a player is just not good, for example, I'm big on Shamar Bridges, right? But in this preseason game, he dropped a pass. He dropped an easy pass. And because of that, I can't continue to be like, you know what, Shamar Bridges is 20 times better than Tylen Wallace. I can't, because Tylen Wallace in this preseason game, he caught a touchdown. He caught a touchdown, and it wasn't the easiest, and obviously it wasn't the hardest catch ever, but he caught it. Shamar Bridges didn't. So for that reason, now Shamar Bridges has to work twice as hard to once again be a contender for that sixth spot in the wide receiver room, right? So, anyways, going back to Ben Cleveland, right? We have a lot of problems in our O line, right? But the most obvious problem is Ben Cleveland, and obviously I see it, you guys see it, and let me tell you guys, there was a little girl like four rows behind me, right? And I think it was like by the second quarter, she was getting frustrated with Ben Cleveland, and I could hear her saying every now and then, she would just be like, "I wonder who didn't do his job. I'm pretty sure it starts with the B." She would say things like that, and if a 9, 10-year-old could see it, it's like, why does the front office not see the same thing? So that kind of had me a little confused. I mean, I heard all of you guys tell me, I've seen it on Twitter, even on IG, everywhere, that our O line is very sus, right? And I've seen a lot of people talk about Ben Cleveland. So I didn't believe it till I saw it. Now that I saw it, it's like the fans have been seeing it. I wasn't one of the first to see it. I'm be honest with you guys. I'm probably one of the last ones to see it. But if a lot of fans already saw it, why does the front office continue to keep these guys, right? Like, that's what I don't understand about the front office, and I can't get behind, right? Because when we have like players like Ben Powers that shows that they're good, they're willing to get rid of them. They're willing to get rid of them like it's nothing, right? Like, we're just gonna find another replacement easy. But when we have a horrible player like Villanueva, Matt Skura, Ben Cleveland, the Ravens will hold on to these players like as if they're family members, like they're blood related. Like, it's like, why are you guys holding on to like these players that clearly don't deserve to be here? They always do this, but when we come across like these great players, Judon. I know some of you guys are not sold on Judon. You guys, but I think you guys know he's good. I just feel like you guys didn't like his attitude, right? And I understand that. But you guys can't say he was a horrible player. Matthew Judon was a good player. Ben Powers, good player. Marcus Peters, good player. Like, we could move on from these players, and we're like, the front office is always like, yeah, we'll find another one easy, no problem. But when we have these bad, I'm tired of it. And I hate the fact that some of, not every fan, but there's a lot of fans out there that will never question the front office. You guys get behind anything and everything that they do, and that's not right. You guys have to call them out on it, because that's not going to make you more or less of a fan if you do. But you know what that's going to do? That's going to put more pressure for the front office to make the right decisions. Whether that's cutting a certain player or adding more weapons when we clearly need, like the cornerback position. This is why this is important, right? Because a lot of you guys are like, oh, it's just a preseason game. It doesn't matter, this and that in the third. Or they're just backup practice squad players that are looking bad. But here's the thing. The preseason game is not designed for us to try to win, okay? So that's why for that reason, this little streak, it means nothing to me, right? Because the preseason is not designed for us to win or to have a streak going. That's not what it's designed for. The preseason is designed for us to shake some of the rust off in certain players, right? Because there are certain players that They haven't played in a while due to injuries, and they have to shake some of that rust off for like a quarter or two, or two drives, three drives, I don't know, whatever, right? It's designed for that. It's designed for rookies, right? For them to get a feel of what a NFL game is like, right? It's also designed for us to see what our backups look like in case one of our starters goes down, right? Because, for example, let's just say, knock on wood, right? Marlon Humphrey goes down. Now that we saw what we saw with Brandon Stevens, we need to make a decision, right? And by make a decision, I don't mean signing off some random guy that got cut, released, waived, whatever. I don't know. We just signed some cornerback. I can't remember his name. Bro, that's not the end. I'm sorry, but we keep making these like signings that is not gonna do anything for us, bro. It's not. We have a serious issue at the cornerback position, and the Ravens are taking it like, I don't know, like we don't, like they're not seeing it, but it's clear as day. There is an issue in the secondary. There's a big issue. Forget every other position on the defense, the pass rush, for edge, whatever you guys want to talk about. Forget all of that. We have a serious issue in our secondary, and we have to make some sort of move. Like, EDC has to make a real move. Not Rocky Sin is not the answer. He still hasn't returned. He's injured, and it was supposedly not a big concerning injury, right? He still hasn't returned. Pepe, injured. That William guy, I can never remember his name. But y'all know who I'm talking about. The guy out of Alabama. He's not the answer either, bro. Speaking of injuries, I already told you guys, I don't think the Ravens should play any of our starters in the preseason game, because those games, they don't mean anything, right? And I understand certain players, they do have to play, such as Zay Flowers, right? But you're not going to play him the whole entire preseason game and every single preseason game, right? You're not going to do that. You shouldn't. Tyler Huntley, I understand he does have to play because he's supposedly competing for the backup quarterback position, right? Which that makes zero sense to me, because just a couple months ago, y'all were saying that y'all have all faith in Tyler Huntley. He's your quarterback. Everybody trust him and X, Y, and Z. How you guys go from that to him competing for the QB position, the backup QB position against Josh Johnson and Anthony Brown? How does that happen in the matter of like a couple of months? Like, he didn't suffer an injury. I get it. He let you guys down, but that wasn't all on him. That was on the play call as well. So how you guys go from that to him having to compete for his job now? And the disrespect doesn't end there. How are you going to have Zay Flowers play and have Josh Johnson under center over Tyler Huntley? Yo, make it make sense. Like, you're going to have Josh Johnson throw to Zay Flowers, our starter? Like, what a waste of drive. And for those of y'all that like to get all technical and like to be so damn precise, bro, I don't know who was throwing Zay Flowers the ball, right? I don't know if it was Josh Johnson or if it was Anthony Brown. Whichever one of those two, it doesn't matter. They were both trash, all right? They were both trash. Potato, potato. It's the same thing, all right? How are you going to... I just don't get it. How are you going to have them out there, including with like Isaiah Likely, but you're going to have another quarterback that is not Tyler Huntley? And not just that, but bro, y'all started Isaiah Likely. And guess what? He didn't return to practice today because his so-called not serious injury, same with Tyler Huntley, they didn't return because they got injured, because you decided to play them, because you're trying to say that Tyler Huntley has to compete for his job over Anthony Brown and Josh Johnson. And I don't know who you have Isaiah competing against. Bro, there was zero reason for him to be out there. Not just that, but Gus Edwards, bro. I saw Gus Edwards there like every quarter. And I was just like, why? Why? Who is he competing against? What's the reason? What rust is he trying to like shake off? Like, what are you doing? Do you not remember what happened to J.K. Dobbins last year? why are you risking Gus Edwards? The same thing over a game that means nothing. I get it. This means the world to John Harbaugh. This is, but bro, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Stop it. Stop putting players out there that don't need to be out there. Like at this point, David Ojabo does not need to continue to play out there. For what? For what? Y'all saw what he did last year, his first snap against the Bengals. Bro, he got us a sack and a forced fumble. Like, stop. Y'all, you guys are John Harbaugh, bro, he's way too comfortable with the risk. Like, he's risking it like as if we're gonna, if someone goes down, he's acting like, oh, it's no problem. EDC is gonna get a big name to replace. Bro, no. EDC is not gonna do that. He's gonna be like, bro, you injured your best player. That's on you, bro. Now you work with whatever you got. He's not gonna get you a replacement. But whatever, man. Yo, real quick, I have a couple of friends going to tomorrow's joint practice against the Commanders and Ravens, right? And I gave them the task of recording some clips for us, right? And I told them certain players and certain things that I want them to record. Let me know down in the comment what you guys want to see tomorrow. If you guys want to see a certain player, if you guys want to see maybe, I don't know, the more of the defense, offense, special teams, whatever it is that you guys want to see, leave a comment down below to let me know what you guys want to see for tomorrow. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell button so you guys get notified the moment I upload these clips, all right? Because I want to make sure I please each and every one of you guys with whatever you guys want to see, because I know a lot of you guys can't make it due to work, or you guys may live outside of Baltimore or whatever, so obviously you guys can't make it. But yeah, I'm trying to provide you guys some sort of footage so you guys could in a way be there with the flock, right? So yeah, make sure to like and subscribe to this channel. Share this channel with a family or friend, anybody that you may know that's a Ravens fan that wants to get connected with the flock. Make sure to share the channel, let them know, and you subscribe. If y'all watching this, subscribe, help this channel grow so we can keep doing these things for you guys, right? And with that, I'm gonna see you on the next one.